The conflict that erupted in Ukraine in early 2022 seemed a world away, from the bustling cities and rural landscapes of South Asia. It was a European war, rooted in European history and security concerns. Yet the shockwaves from this distant battleground have traveled far, reaching the shores of the Indian Ocean and shaking the foundations of the subcontinent. The war's impact has not been limited to headlines. It has manifested in tangible ways, touching the lives of ordinary citizens in Kabul, Colombo, and beyond. Instead, the conflict served as a powerful reminder of our interconnected global system, where a crisis in one region triggers consequences across thousands of miles. It reshaped economies, politics, and security dynamics, and many South Asian capitals moved from cautious observation to urgent response. What began as a distant geopolitical event soon became a kitchen table issue, felt in Dhaka markets, Karachi ports, and Kathmandu homes. The most immediate and widespread impact of the Ukraine war on South Asia has been economic. The conflict triggered a sharp spike in global prices for fuel and food, sending import bills soaring for energy-hungry economies. Countries like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh saw their import bills balloon, putting pressure on foreign reserves and budgets. Global inflation was quickly imported. Higher transport costs, rising electricity tariffs, and a general spike in the cost of living hurt poor and middle-class families hardest. Russia and Ukraine are major suppliers of wheat, sunflower oil, and fertilizers. Disruptions created shortages, price volatility, and food insecurity across the region. Countries like Sri Lanka and Nepal, already vulnerable, saw crises deepen. Shortages of fuel, medicine, and staples fueled unrest and economic meltdown. Sanctions and war disruptions forced shipping reroutes, higher insurance premiums, and payment complications, creating logistical nightmares for exporters and manufacturers. Governments scrambled, costly subsidies, IMF talks, and an urgent push for diversification, local industry, and stronger safety nets to build resilience. The war has thrust South Asian nations into a complex and uncomfortable diplomatic position, as the world polarizes between Russia and the West. Historically non-aligned and friendly with both sides, many South Asian states now face pressure, balancing partnerships without alienating anyone. India's stance is watched closely, a rising global power with deep historical ties to Russia and defense dependence, yet also deepening ties with the United States and the West. Pakistan seeks economic lifelines, weighing discounted Russian oil and grain while balancing ties with the US and China, a pragmatic neutrality driven by need. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and others show cautious neutrality. Economic needs and domestic crises limit diplomatic bandwidth. This is often strategic self-preservation, not indifference, a diplomatic tightrope to safeguard national interests. Many governments, preoccupied with domestic problems, have limited capacity to engage in distant crises, choosing cautious positions at the UN and beyond. The result is a region seeking to preserve options, staying engaged but avoiding overdependence on any single power. Beyond economics and diplomacy, the Ukraine war has significant security implications for South Asia, a region with deep-seated rivalries. The primary concern is how the war could influence the military balance between nuclear-armed rivals, India and Pakistan. With Russia strained, questions arise about Moscow's ability to deliver arms and spare parts, potentially affecting readiness. The Ukraine conflict highlighted drone warfare, anti-tank missiles, and logistics, lessons New Delhi and Islamabad are studying closely. Perceived weaknesses or shifts in capability could embolden rivals or raise the risk of miscalculation along contested borders. The conflict could spark an arms push, not only tanks and jets, but also next-generation asymmetric capabilities and drone swarms. With Western attention and resources focused on Europe, rapid high-level mediation for a sudden South Asian flare-up may be harder to secure. Inadvertently, Europe's war has made South Asia a more dangerous and self-reliant security theater, raising the stakes for regional stability. The Russia-Ukraine war is reshaping the global geopolitical chessboard. South Asia now sits at a critical juncture of great power competition. Russia, China, and the West each offer opportunities and risks, and South Asian states are active, not passive, in navigating these ties. A stronger Russia-China axis could amplify Beijing's influence, affecting projects like BRI and partnerships across the region. India sees China as its primary rival. The West offers advanced defense tech and intelligence cooperation, an opportunity to modernize while retaining strategic autonomy. Smaller South Asian nations pursue diversification, attracting Chinese, Western, Indian, and multilateral investment to maximize benefits. This competition brings opportunities for infrastructure and security cooperation, but also the risk of strategic dependency or leverage. The task for South Asian leaders is a multi-directional balancing act. Maintain relationships, avoid overdependence, and leverage rivalry prudently. If managed well, diversification can yield modernization, investment, and a stronger regional voice. But it will require deft diplomacy. Ultimately, the far-reaching consequences of the Russia-Ukraine war serve as a powerful lesson for South Asia. No region is immune to global shocks. Economic pain, diplomatic pressures, and heightened security risks are shared vulnerabilities that call for collective action. Strengthening regional trade, supply reserves, and infrastructure through organizations like SAARC could reduce dependence on volatile global markets. Coordinated economic policy, cross-border infrastructure, food and energy reserves, and stronger safety nets can buffer future shocks. On security, confidence-building measures, hotlines, joint exercises for transparency, and dialogue mechanisms are urgent priorities. A coordinated South Asian platform on major global issues would give the region a stronger collective voice without erasing national policies. Stable, peaceful South Asia is a prerequisite for attracting investment. Without it, the region risks marginalization and decline. The Ukraine war is a tragic reminder that global stability is fragile. Regional peace is a treasure that must be actively and collectively guarded. As we step back and look at the unfolding consequences of the Russia-Ukraine war, one truth stands clear. South Asia, with all its diversity and dynamism, is deeply intertwined with the fate of the wider world. The tremors of conflict thousands of miles away have rippled across borders, exposing vulnerabilities in economies, supply chains, security structures. Yet, in every challenge lies an opportunity. This crisis has highlighted the urgent need for resilience, unity, foresight within the region. By learning from the shocks of war, South Asian nations can forge a future that is less dependent on external powers and more rooted in cooperation, preparedness, mutual trust. The path forward is not just about mitigating risks, but about reimagining what this region can achieve, together. Regional collaboration is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity for peace, prosperity, relevance on the global stage. As the world's attention shifts and new alliances take shape, South Asia stands at a crossroads. Will old rivalries hold it back, or will a spirit of partnership unlock its true potential? The answer will shape not only the fate of the region, but also its place in a rapidly changing world. The shadows of distant wars remind us, our destinies are linked. Now is the time to choose cooperation over conflict, vision over division, and to build a future where South Asia can weather any storm, together. Thanks for joining us on this journey through South Asia's evolving story. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us reach more curious minds like yours. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the biggest challenge or opportunity for South Asia right now? Drop your ideas in the comments below. If you know someone who might be interested in these global perspectives, share this video and help spark meaningful conversations. And for more deep dives into the world's most important stories, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, let's stay informed, stay engaged, and keep imagining a brighter future. See you in the next video.